Mm-hmm.
Make a Pathfinder version of Sisyphus, and it's
Yep.
a half ogre who wields a boulder as a weapon.
Sure. We'll get right on that.
That's not for you to make. I was just saying that's a character concept for future use. Put it in the pocket.
Okay.
Akio, it is your turn as we
Yeah.
return back to the main battlefield where the dread vampire Namboku has taken control of one of the great jade colossi that guard the island of Hango for his own nefarious ends.
I'm trying to remember. Did I intimidate this dude?
I don't think you did.
I feel like I did, but I don't remember. Because it was like pretty high, and he was like, "Well, you can't affect me." Oh, I'm not sure.
We'll never know.
Well, either way, is he actually? Hello? Is that
hello?
what is happening?
Nothing.
Oh no.
Nothing.
You guys can't hear that.
Nope.
No.
What
What are you
talking about?
hearing?
Oh, the microphone in Roll20 turned on. One of you guys has a lot of background music. God damn. Okay. Right. Am I on difficult terrain right now?
No, you are just off it. You're standing at the base of a cliff.
Oh, yeah, I have not intimidated this dude because... Yeah, alright. I'm gonna walk here. And then I'm gonna roll Intimidate, so... I guess I can't really... There we go. Oh, that's 35 feet. There we go. And then I'm gonna roll Intimidate. And we'll see what happens.
Alright. Akio, you do an extraordinary, dazzling display, flipping your sword around, catching it in midair, balancing it on the point on top of your head, all manner of extraordinary moves. And when you finally return to your normal fighting stance, Namboku is just sort of like paused, looking at you, and with his head cocked to the side. Dude, I'm fucking dead. I don't care.
Oh. This usually works.
Sorry.
Does it?
Is that because he's undead, or is it because I didn't roll against his well, whatever.
You rolled a 40. That's good enough to intimidate anything that basically can be intimidated. Undead cannot
okay.
be.
God damn. Well, I learned something new.
It's weird.
The Jade Colossus.
However, can be intimidated. You worked.
The Jade Colossus is mindless and actually cannot be intimidated either. It does have, however, fists the size of small buildings, so it's going to try and use those to squish Saru.
No, it's not.
Oh, alright.
Sweet. Finally worked.
Right. Go on to Namboku's turn. No. For one thing, I should deprecate the amount of turns on that. Good. I can almost use the prep attack again. And, yeah. Let the punching begin. Okay, it hits you twice. I'm afraid. It is quite accurate. But it does not crit you at all, so that's good.
Last time I got critted, it instantly killed me, so yeah, I agree.
You take 78 strain as it pounds down next to you, forcing you to leap out of the way of its gigantic jade fists as they slam into the earth. Excuse me. You also see that the chunk that you took out of one of its ankles has begun to reknit as jade grows back into the gouge. Not enough to fill it in entirely, but substantially.
Well, sounds like some more incentive not to attack this thing.
Namboku is then going to go first. Sorry. Suddenly got all coffee. Also, I forgot where I put his sheet. There he is. Okay, so he has... Cool. He is going to use a standard action to do a vital strike towards Sada.
How dare he?
That will beat your armor class. Now he just needs to not miss because of the mischance due to invisibility.
Because I am
Luckily-
invisible.
He has blind fight,
Oh no.
and he comes very close to you, Sada.
Ah.
And you are forced to dodge out of the way in order to not be stabbed by the white gold blade of his Naginata. Oop. You take 46 strain evading the blow. Literally
Jeez.
having to bend yourself backwards in order to not be stabbed.
Alright.
And then with a burst of vampiric celerity,
Apologies. Celerity?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a word.
it's like ability to go faster.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, okay. I hear it now.
he is going to shift over there.
Jeez. No
So
AO.
swift action.
AO.
Nope.
Rude.
Oh, fighting vampires suck.
Cat on my shoulders.
That's the opposite of suck, though. Unless there's sharp claws.
Nuva does know a lot about suck.
He then has a move action, which he is
That's
going
awesome.
to use to clamber up the cliff, which but basically gets him there. Wait a second. He Oh, right, he always has spider climb on. I can climber up a cliff. No problem. As you see Namboku sort of like lizard-like almost scamper up a cliff.
Damn it.
And up to its height.
So
Suru,
is he-
now your turn.
Where is he? Is he gone off the map?
Hey, buddy. No, he's right over here. He came a lot closer to me.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He blended
Yeah.
in.
Which means I can run right at him. I think other means I'll take an attack of opportunity from this, but that's okay.
Okay. The large monster. Does hit you. For a total of 31 damage. 31 strain, I should say.
Oh, I'm at like half my health again. Good times.
He sees you thundering towards him, your large form wielding your even larger blade, which at this point is basically an airplane wing. As you begin arcing it towards him, he goes, "Oh, right, you're up here." Did we ever get clear on why exactly you you can roll to attack him.
I will roll to attack him. With virtual dice.
Wow. The future.
I rolled a 1. And
You
it's still
did.
a 29. That feels okay. But I mean, I know it doesn't hit him, but
Unfortunately. And unfortunately, neither does the third attack.
no, but that first one does.
That first one definitely does. As he is quite durable, being a vampire. But he is forced to deflect the blow with his Naginata, and also just sort of mostly entirely get out of the way. Taking strain in order to not straining himself in order to not be completely bifurcated by the massive blade, which does so to a nearby rock as it plows into the surface of the mountain. Okay, you really want to kill me? Well, I guess everyone here really wants to kill me.
Were you at Calmico maybe like 15 years ago? Maybe something around that, 20?
Maybe?
Doesn't really matter.
Perish.
Why?
It's like you said, sometimes you leave loose ends and people are really upset about it.
Oh. Alright, that's fair. He shrugs at you before crouching back down into a more fighty stance. Palina, it is your turn.
Yes, I believe I'm 100 or so feet in the air.
Yes, unfortunately I forgot to note down exactly how much, so I'm going to just go ahead and say 120.
Okay.
Do the super Inazuma kick.
A what?
It's a staple from old Gainax and Trigger animes, where it's like
Okay.
do a dive kick from high in the air.
All right.
Yeah, anime.
Anime. Yeah, 60 feet here.
Y'all hear about anime?
Yeah, I've heard something or other about anime. So that's 60 feet to there, 65. And then I'll just, I guess, double move. Because my speed right now is 100. So I'll use all my movement to get onto the ground. Because I'm sick of being up in the air. It's very annoying. So I'll drop down into a flank.
Okay, how far are you? Oh, you're dropping down from 120 feet, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Do you take falling damage?
Oh, I thought I was just gonna like float down. Can I not move down? How
Oh,
do
no,
I
you
get
can.
down?
You can.
Okay,
You can
okay,
move
yeah.
down.
I'm
Okay,
using my speed to fly, quote unquote, downwards.
So you just sort of move down into and behind Namboku, who now has a flying pile of dust next to him. Electrical dust. Between you and Suru, he doesn't seem especially pleased with the situation. It is now Sada's turn.
All right. Hey, so is this cliff purely vertical or is it somewhat diagonal?
It's somewhat diagonal. You can climb up it with a climb check.
Okay. I'm just wondering if my light steps will work for it. Where I can like ignore difficult terrain as long as it's not like a pure vertical like like wall.
Yeah,
whatever.
you know, I'd say you'd be okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna use I'm pretty sure it's a full round action. I'm gonna hit full round action, Sada uses light step. And let's see here. Doo-doo. And then I'm going to go here with my last 10 feet. There we go. I just fucking bound right up the cliff surface.
Right. Kasumi.
I'm gonna turn real quick to I can't remember her name now. So Nuriel, and I'm gonna ask her if does she have any way to help me move faster?
I can fly you.
Okay, get me into a position where I can get a shot on Namboku.
I'll do my best.
And I guess I'm going to. I want to delay my turn permanently until after Nuriel's turn.
Okay. Canariel, on her turn, conveniently right after you, grabs you and pulls you into the air with her. And she is just sort of gonna double move. Dear.
Hell yeah.
Kasumi, it is your turn again. It is your
My-
turn again.
My term in Congress.
Kumi is now president.
Okay, so am I currently still being held by her?
More or less, you've alighted at the sort of apex of this ridge.
Okay, so I can't really. Would I be able to attack, or would I take negatives?
No, you can attack.
Going
Namboku is
to.
very dodgy. Do you also have precise shot? Because you could be taking negatives because he's in combat with Saru and Palina.
Hang on, let me go back to my feeds. I should. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I was gonna say. I mean, with those, I'm like the only real ranged in this party.
He does not get cover then.
Okay. Regardless, I am going to use a cold blast with extended range, so it hits.
Okay. All right, that does hit him.
Cool.
I'm imagining he probably does have some resistance to cold because undead.
He is undead and he does have some resistance to cold. It's not immunity though, and he does react to having the blast of cold sort of come in from left field and force him to sort of get one of his arms up in the way, which is quickly covered in a rime of frost, which he, after the blast subsides, he shatters with a quick snap of his arm and looks towards you very unhappily.
Whittle him down.
Akio, is your turn.
All right, let's do this, Fred. Oh, there we go. All right, let's do. Oh, he's so far away though.
Climb the mountain.
Jump.
You look at Sada climbing up the mountain. You're like, I
Yeah.
can do that.
You see Sada just run up bounding steps and leaps.
Okay, what the fuck, actually? Okay, what the fuck, actually? I don't know what to do here. Wait, no, this sucks.
Time to start climbing.
Throw your sword, it always works.
Climb? What second?
You have a pretty good strength modifier. You could probably climb.
But you have to be trained in it, right?
No.
No.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
have to be trained to climb.
Okay, I have a 7 anyway. I have a 10 in it. Okay.
It helps.
Oh my god. All right. Where does the wall start, by the way?
Like
Is it
around
here?
Here-ish or so, I think, or here-ish, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like your...
am I at the wall right now? I'm sorry, I
Yes.
can't tell. Okay.
Yes, you are.
I guess I'll start climbing the fucking wall.
All right, how far did you move to get there?
30 feet, so only one
Okay.
move. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, just make a climb check and you'll get about 15 feet up. Yeah, that's fine enough. It's pretty easy to, it's pretty easy to get handholds here,
It's
and
a
yeah,
fucking asshole.
you clamber up the wall. Okay.
Just for the sake of making me, go down into this fucking pit and then coming out. God damn. I thought for a second, Sals, that I'd have to go all the way around. Just all the way around the goddamn wall. And I'm like, that's gonna be 6 turns before I join the fight. Sorry, I'm in a jolly good mood today. Alright, continue.
I have to apologize for being in a good mood. At least I don't think so.
He does.
That son of a bitch! How dare you be in a good move?
Trees are knocked over as the massive statue walks further up, positioning itself to split up your party with its sheer mass. And oh,
Super weirded
its
out by the
breath
fact that it
weapon
looks...
just came off.
What?
Oh right, I forgot it can
No,
breathe.
no.
Oh,
But will
no.
Namboku breathe on himself though?
That is a good
Oh
question.
boy, look at that cone.
Oh, oh.
Or will he
Yeah,
just go
I don't think
first?
undead are especially immune to fire.
I
It's not fire.
caramba.
As you remember, it's a sort of greenish gas.
Oh.
Actually, it's not even gas, it's an energy. But Namboku doesn't have evasion, and he does have a self-preservation instinct. So it would be better to try and breathe it onto these 4 jerks, but instead it is going to end up on these 2.
So I need to make a reflex save, I imagine?
Yes. As does Chemnuriel, who actually does have evasion, I think. Good reflex.
I have plus 19, so it's a pretty mediocre roll. I don't have evasion.
Chemnuriel actually rolled the same thing as you.
I'll be right back.
And she does have evasion. So Chemnuriel actually manages to avoid all the damage from this. You will take half from the blast. Meaning that you take 29 strain. From the 15d6 damage. I rolled pretty good on that. I rolled a 59 in total.
Do we have anybody left that can heal in this party?
Just me. I'm sorry, how much damage did I take? I got distracted by something.
29
I think.
strain.
Okay.
As you both have to duck down behind some rocks to avoid the roiling green energy. Then it is Namboku's turn. It's gonna use some of that celerity again.
Right.
And then a move action.
Well, there he goes.
Fortunately, Chemnuriel does not have a weapon out, so she can't make an attack of opportunity because she doesn't threaten anything.
He said I don't get attacks off of opportunity when he uses that mechanic, right?
Yep. Unfortunately, when he sort of just zips away with the swift action, he does avoid those.
It's very good for him.
He is then going to attack Kasumi. He will hit Kasumi with his Naginata. But he will not
that's
crit. But he will do you 45 strain, as you are forced to dodge out of the way of his of the wide swing of the very sharp and deadly blade. Suru, it is now your turn.
I should be able to charge that, right? There's
It's
nothing in the way.
a weird sort of up and downhill charge, but because you can ignore difficult terrain, yeah, actually you can.
Hell yeah! Then I do it.
The Colossus will get an attack of opportunity.
Does it? I don't think I came close enough. I don't know
Its
what its reach
reach?
is.
It has
Well,
a really big
It's
reach.
like out to here.
It gets
Yeah.
-5. He gets
Not
-5
true.
against me, but I don't think it matters. If it goes all the way out
It's
to
about
20
100.
feet.
Its base reach is 20 feet, yeah.
Okay, well, do your thing, I guess.
Does he get any AC bonuses due to a size differentiation between them?
It's a +1.
I
Yeah,
almost rolled a 1,
sometimes.
but unfortunately I rolled a 2, and a 2 is good enough to hit with a +4.
What about that with that +1 to AC?
Unfortunately, not quite enough.
Damn it.
As Zuru is forced to dodge out of the way of Jade Colossus's big Jade fist,
Big meaty
taking
fist.
37 strain. No, it's
Much? How much? Couldn't hear you.
37.
Well, I'm at 79. That's not good.
Yeah, I'm at
That's-
97.
That's more
Nice,
than
plus 10.
That's more than I have.
It's not a lot. Where is attack? Roll. That's
Oof.
another 1.
Yeah, on the first one, that's a tough one. However, the second one does hit, and the third one might also. One sec.
He is flanking with me.
How'd that guy
Ah!
slip away again? I'm sick of this
He
guy.
just fucking flies all over the place.
Use his bullshit vampire powers.
The fuck?
Yep.
The statue shouldn't have any more AOs though. What's that?
Okay.
That is true, and Suru just landed a pair of really good attacks on him.
Oh, super.
Namboku is, well, he's not tired because he can't be tired, but he is a little bit less cocksure of himself at this point, and he looks a little concerned about how the battle is going, realizing that you're not attacking the Colossus at all. You're just trying to murder him.
He'll be like, oh, how do they figure my brilliant plan?
Paulina, it is your turn.
I'm really sick of this guy slipping away.
Yeah, I just realized I should have just grappled him.
That's
I'm a dummy.
okay.
Charge grappling. It's the future.
He has a pretty high CMD. I will say.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Oh, right. On his turn, I forgot. He's a vampire.
35 feet. I can fly this gap, which I think is 40. Yep, so I can just make it across that gap. And how the heck much has that been? 35,
75 feet.
40, 75. Ugh. This is so annoying.
Suru is too big for you to get close.
I can get into here.
Oh, is that using both moves, or is
No, that's just all one move. It's within my 100 with haste on right now. So
Good grief, monks are fast. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can punch Namboku.
I'm gonna punch him just the
fast.
once. That's super annoying, but I'm doing it. Hiya! Stop trying to get away, sir.
That does hit.
For a pittance.
Can you put that
Um,
stun on that one? That'd be good.
Oh, I fucking should have. Shouldn't I have? But I had to have called it. So I didn't think
you
about
could
it.
spend
I'm
a
a
key to
fool.
make an additional attack.
Can I do that if it's not in a flurry? I don't remember.
I'm pretty
if that's
sure
the
you can.
case. Yeah?
Fairly
Honestly,
certain.
don't
I thought it had
recall.
to be part of a flurry, but I could look it up real quick.
Okay.
If this was working properly. A Jade Monk. Da da da. Stunning Fist. No. Flurry of Blows. No, it'll be under Key Point, probably. Key Pool.
When making a flurry of blows attack, unfortunately.
Yeah. You just beat me to it. Okay, well, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, you fly over there, and with your final light tapping down, just as Namboku is recovering from Suru's assault, you like bap. Ow.
Yeah. Deal with it.
I guess I will.
I guess he's gonna
Sada,
deal with
it's your
it.
turn.
Well, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because he keeps running away. Let's see here.
This is acrobatics.
I'll go over here and help Akio get up.
Okay.
Your damn help. This old man still knows how to climb.
Sada, yeah, just roll a climb check to assist Akio.
All right.
Oh, crumble.
Okay, you Akio, on your climb check next, you will get a +2. While I
yeah.
figure out what exactly is Namboku's acrobatics roll. He's not wearing heavy armor. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Alright,
Meh.
Camnuriel. She's in a bad spot. As she can't back away from Namboku without backing into the Jade Colossus. So she is going to create a blade of wind. A barely visible pane of actual air. Does not really appear because it's difficult to actually see. It's just sort of as a bare wisp of mist, which she will slash at Namboku with. But unfortunately, Namboku will be able to deflect the blow quite easily. Wait a second. Camnuriel has no burn. She can't actually do a blade. Oh, she got this power. Never mind. Kazumi, is your turn.
Okay. As Kinnerl tries to swing at him, I form my own blade of ice. And I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Oh right, I forgot to roll the.
This is a +2 total. 30. Ugh. I don't think it works.
Charges in 1d4 rounds.
As a 30 to hit.
Okay. Unfortunately, a
Yep.
30 to hit is not quite enough to hit the very dodgy Namboku. Oh, what, are you including the flank bonus?
I mean, unless it goes more than +2, because I rolled a 28.
Okay. Yes. So you come very close, but he is able to sort of like matrix dodge out of the way of the blade of ice as you slash it through the air. Akio, is your turn.
Okay,
Trust in the Force, Akio.
do I keep climbing?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna press the climb button. One moment. $15, because I remember a +2 from Sada.
Alright, you clamber up the rest of the way up.
Hell yeah! Oh fuck! Maybe I should have stayed down there. I don't want to fight that. Does that count as a move action?
It is a move action, yes.
Okay. Shit.
Technically, like he still has his move though. That's like he was doing a move and then
Yeah, you still have movement left in that move.
yeah. So you still have like
that's
5 feet, or you still have like
actually about 15.
15. Yeah.
15. Oh, I guess I'll hit the statue.
Go for it.
Don't do it.
Wait, can I even? I'm gonna be.
You can hit the statue from this space here.
Here we go. Ah! It's gonna go.
Yeah, the
Yes,
power
that's-
of God and anime on your side.
I don't believe in anime.
You're going like you go normal sound and then you like go very quiet mid sentence.
Okay, there we go. Hello.
No.
No?
Yeah, your mic sounds like it's having a bit of an issue.
One moment.
Oh, that's
Wait,
better.
first.
There
Well,
you go.
that hit. Also, let me see what's going on with my mic.
Actually,
Might
no,
not.
it did
Fine now.
not.
What?
Yeah,
that's
It's
dude.
not
a fucking statue. Made of
You
rock.
bring your dueling sword down on its giant jade toenail, and it just sort of like toing, the vibrations shaking down your arms and into your chest.
Oh no.
It doesn't seem phased.
Oh no. I look at Sada. No.
Here, dude, you are on.
It's like your
I mean,
noise cancellation is activating.
It's
or
like,
something.
Yeah, it's because it's picking up my space heater. There we go. Hello.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. But I look at Sada. Oh no.
Why do you think
No.
Sada didn't go over to it?
No. I'm gonna go
It was
start
nice.
making a
It
new
was nice
character.
knowing you, Akio.
Okay, my next new character will be Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
He's copywritten, so
Yeah, sorry.
I wouldn't.
The
That-
Jade Colossus
It's not supposed to be.
begins taking target acquisition.
Oh no!
The giant toe comes down on you.
Akio, you were the last one to attack it. However, you weren't. It's not attacking the people that are attacking it. It's attacking the people that are attacking Namboku. And as I recall, everybody on this side has attacked Namboku recently, and he is looking a little.
That's somehow worse.
Yeah. So it just utterly ignores you, Akio.
I look at Sada like, oh, God damn it!
As it turns towards you guys. It's gonna plant a nice big punch into Paulina.
Come on.
And it's gonna plant a nice big punch into Suru.
I mean, you haven't had a punch-shaped scar yet, pal.
Man, come on. I don't want to get punched by a big statue.
Can he reach me? I thought am I at 20 feet away?
Yeah, like
They
So the
can't
thing
reach me
about-
then.
15 or 10.
Because you're large, it's able to actually get you within the
Yeah.
15-foot reach.
Okay.
However, it doesn't crit you.
It doesn't matter much right now.
Paulina, you take 32 strain, halved to 16 because you are made of dust.
Cool.
Suru, you take 36 strain, not halved, but reduced by your damage reduction.
Exactly. Just like Damien said.
Sorry.
Very good.
No, that's fine.
Okay, Namboku is going to use a Vital Strike on you again.
On.
Who?
I'm deciding. Alright. Namboku does not like the fact that you can hit him through his armor, Jake. So he is going to Vital Strike you.
Great.
Oh no.
He does
Everything
not
is
crit
fine.
you.
Oh. He doesn't hit?
He does hit. He does
Oh.
not crit.
Can I-
It's a Naginata.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I do have burn now. So he does have a 20% miss chance. I should have said that before. That's my bad.
I can use bodyguard.
He rolled a
beside you.
49 to hit,
Oh, damn. Okay.
and he just rolled a 4 on the 1d5 to
Okay.
successfully confirm.
Oh boy. Do I get to hit him?
Oh yeah, he's punching somebody next to you,
Cool.
or hitting somebody next to you, so you do get to hit him.
Has that happened before or after?
This is his first attack on someone since you got up to him. So, Kasumi, you take 42 strain as you're forced to create a shield of ice and water to catch the blade of the Naginata before it pierces into you. And you do note that its incredible sharpness pierces it up to the where the blade meets the rest of the spear length. Paulina, you are displeased at this and can punch him right in the face.
Punch.
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 Ooh, Zap was
I
good.
summon
He's
the
not immune to
ancient,
Zap.
Not bad.
ancient gods.
The ancient punch gods.
Falco.
Ah,
Yeah.
frick. Cut that out.
That's what
No.
he says. He's like, don't do that.
It is what he says.
Okay, he is going to use his last celerity to go like this.
This Cox.
What is he doing? How does he do it? How does he do it?
Vampire
Hate it.
powers.
I don't like it.
I'm really angry right now. I'm legitimately really angry right now that
Yeah.
he did that.
It's
Like-
the worst.
Like, I'm actually livid.
I wanna kill him.
I'm sorry, guys, but he's an
Doesn't
asshole.
actually-
What can I
doesn't
say?
bother me that much.
I was just down there.
That's
Like,
the
Yeah.
exact same spot he just was too before
Yeah,
he moved.
weird.
Alright,
Like, I
everybody,
would've-
your turn.
He's not 8 feet away. No, he's not. So I could still charge him. So that's what I do.
Sir dives off the mountain.
That's not right. I can't
More like thunders
measure
down it.
at him. There we go.
this son of a bitch. Please kill him.
I hope so, buddy.
Oh no.
That's another one. I rolled a 1 every time.
What is
Yeah,
happening?
The other
ones.
2 hit though.
The other two do hit. Ooh, that's actually danger for him.
God damn it.
I've done a few hundred damage to him at this point, so I hope it is a danger to him.
All right. He turns around to see you thundering down the mountainside towards him. And is just like, oh my god, leave me alone. Deflects the first one barely, and the second one even more barely than that. The mass of the blade slamming down next to him, barely an inch from his body, as he just barely gets out of the way. If he could be sweating, he would be.
He needs to
Paulina,
be
it's your
dying,
turn.
though. Someone needs to kill him, please.
It's my turn. He's so far away.
Well, get to work.
Can I even get there in a hundred feet?
Yes.
No.
So you're
well,
65
whoops.
feet away if you go the
All
right.
right, I get there then. Boom.
You should be able to go over me because
Eh.
we went down a mountain. So
Whoops, what am I doing? Oh god, okay. I remembered that I have Smite Evil, so I want to do that.
Ah!
I'm not entirely sure how it works because I've never done a paladin thing. I'm looking
All right.
at it.
Smite Evil
Yeah.
lets you add your charisma bonus to
Which
hit,
is a 1, so
and it lets you add your level to damage.
dope.
Against undead or evil
Yeah.
outsiders, it
Get
doubles
extra.
that bonus.
Very cool.
So you get plus 28 damage on this next attack.
I just wish I could hit him more than one time, you know? It's very frustrating not being able to hit this guy. I like doing a flurry. Okay, I'll hit him, I guess.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh.
Actually, you've hit him twice, right? I've
Pardon?
been applying his damage reduction to your
Oh.
attacks, and I just realized that your magic and silver fists actually overcome it.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Punch.
Let me double check something first.
Don't miss.
She will
Stun-
miss.
Stunning Fist doesn't have to be in a flurry, though. It can just be...
Yeah, so you can just punch whenever.
Okay, this one it'll be a Stunning Fist then, so... You know. Sure. Why not? Yeah, why not? Why not? Why
Holy
not?
shit.
Why not?
Your fist goes back around, hits you.
Good. Yeah, I knocked myself out, and then I'm knocked out for the rest of this fight, so I don't embarrass myself any further.
You do have hero points. You could hero point that if you want. I feel like
I want to
need
do
remind
that.
you
Yes. Feel like it's worth it.
Do we all have those? I should have done.
I
that.
don't know.
I forget where I have them written down, but I don't remember when we get them. How do we get them?
When Sal's decides, we
Typically
get
when
them.
I award them to you,
Oh.
or more or less at the start of an adventure.
Okay. I got 1 out of 3, it says, so I'm going to use it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Another 1, let's go. Does that hit?
Just barely,
That-
I think.
Just hits. His armor class is a 32. Because of your bonus, you actually rolled a 33. So you did 29 damage plus an additional 28 for a total of 37, 57 damage. You overcome his damage reduction entirely. He had 8 hit points left.
Oh!
Hell yeah. Good job, Rita.
So yeah, after Suru's gigantic blade just barely misses, smashing him into the dirt, as he's sort of awkwardly stanced from avoiding that, he sees your dusty flying electrical form just come over and through the dust cloud that the sword had kicked up, and he just has a moment to go, oh no, as you bring a big dust fist right into his smug vampire face.
I'm so tired of you. Pow.
It isn't over, guys.
The
Remember?
glowing might of Atenket punches directly into his face with such a blast of divine energy that the top half of his body just completely disintegrates,
Sick.
quickly followed by the lower half.
Does he blow up?
No, actually, what
Okay.
remains is his body is gone, and there's sort of a misty version of Namboku in its place.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah. Guys, don't you remember? He can turn into a giant bat.
I mean, he's...
Namboku looks at himself, now in a mist form, silently curses, apparently unable to enunciate as he has turned into a cloud. And then looks down and curses again as he sees that the jade crown has not turned to mist with him.
Ah,
Idiot.
It lands in the dirt and just sort of sits there.
Are we still in initiative?
The Colossus is locked into its last order, which is murder you.
Boy.
Namboku's misty hands are trying to grab the crown and are just passing right through it. Sada, is your turn.
Oh,
all right. How well can I move down a vertical slope or a diagonal slope?
If you're not using that light steps ability, you're going to have to worry about falling down it.
What kind of action is it to pick up the crown?
I would say it's a move action.
All right.
Actually, to pick something up, it's a free action, really. It's putting it on would be a move action.
All right. I guess I'm gonna light steps over here, and scoop it up.
Okay. You are now the proud possessor of 1 crown.
And I don't think I can do anything more because that was my whole turn. Doing a 4-round action to use light steps so I could safely get down.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright. Canariel is flying. She is... she's going to grab you, Kasumi,
Okay.
and also drag you down here with her.
Oh yeah, I turned off my invisibility, by the way, so people can see me.
Okay. Kasumi, is your turn.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Sada to hand me the crown because I still have things I could do in my turn.
Well, you need to get over here.
Oh yeah.
I can't throw because it's not my turn.
Okay.
I'm sure I can hand it off as a free action, but I can't throw it.
I can't. Kinro did not get me close enough to do that. Okay.
Well, she could move again, actually.
Oh, yeah, move me a little bit closer to Sada.
Yeah, if you tell her to get you over to Sada, she can do that.
Yeah, get me over to Sada. Please.
Alright. I hand it off.
Okay. I'm going to put the crown on my head.
Okay. Instantaneously, you are now seeing through two different sets of eyes. While you are still looking at the rest of your group, you can also see them from a different perspective. Another one much, much higher up.
Ah.
As the Jade Colossus begins to make its thudding way down the mountainside, its arms opening outward to clap around all of you and squish you all into little bits of paste.
And this is when Kasumi betrays us all.
The coup. No.
And Akio is killed instantly.
I pick up Akio and throw him.
You throw him back to Surugu.
The Jade Colossus picks you up and just chucks you off the mountain.
Yeah,
really rude. The rudest.
Those are Akio's last words as he splatters against the ground.
I wanted you to get down to the party faster. I knew it would take you some time.
Rude.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to
Also,
focus on saying to stop your attack on the thing.
Jade Colossus ate a cookie, sorry.
I want a cookie. I even have cookies in the kitchen. I think I'm going to get a cookie.
Get a
in
cookie.
a few minutes.
Okay. And with that, the Jade Colossus stops. And so it settles back into its previous position. Its hand is folded at its chest. Congratulations.
We did it.
You have successfully defeated Namboku.
We saved the city.
Is his little dust still here?
He still has a sort of smoky, misty form.
Yeah, what happens if I attack him right now?
Try it.
Yeah.
Alright, you swing your gigantic sword through him. He doesn't even dodge, it just passes through him harmlessly.
Oh, man, I was hoping I could with the fucking thing that you gave me. Oh,
here's a different way of thinking. I channel a bunch of cold energy into him.
The mist sort of gets cooler. You can sense that the space that he occupies is much colder now, but he seems relatively unaffected.
Hey, Semnurial, you can control mists, right?
I can, but this is...
It's not really a mist, it's more of undead dust.
I was gonna
Is he a ghost?
I was gonna ask if you stuff him into my portable hole.
Ew.
I don't think I can.
That is... Akio just stares at you. Don't ever say that again.
What? It's a portable hole.
Shut up!
You can see that Namboku says something to you snidely, but you can't hear it, unfortunately, because he can't vocalize right now. Instead,
is he incorporeal?
To get out of a jar and try to collect them.
He is essentially invulnerable right now. As a vampire in mist form, he can't be harmed.
So he's not like incorporeal, like I, as an incorporeal thing, can't just grab him.
No, I have ghost touch.
Yeah, exactly. You're on an actual. He's not.
He is undead though.
It is a weird rule. So vampires turn into mist when they die, and they immediately go back to their coffin to recuperate. While they're in mist form, they're essentially invulnerable.
Well, I guess we should go gather up these crowns because otherwise he'll just come back and take them, and then we'll take them back to the, people of Hongo. Or, I mean, there's 2 statues. I would assume there's 2 crowns.
Hey, pal, you know some stuff about vampires. Is there any way to kill him for good while he's like this? With your knowledge religion skill?
At this point, he's starting to float away.
Hurry up, pal! Hurry up!
Wanting to stick around to find out if you figure out a method.
Can I just follow him?
Yes, you can start following him.
9. No, I only know like steaks and garlic and stuff. You know.
Yeah,
Steak
you learned
Steak
all
is
this from
delicious with garlic.
reading all those novels, those trashy vampire novels popular in Viven.
Yeah. What, you didn't?
I was busy working a lot.
Oh man, that's too bad.
I paid rent, remember?
No, I mean like when you were younger though. No,
I paid rent.
that's sad.
It is.
Mm.
Yeah, so Nimboku sort of flips you all the bird and starts
Fuck
floating away on the
off.
breeze.
We all flip him the bird in unison. It's
Yeah.
perfectly timed.
Two-handed. Double bird. I would love to
Eventually,
chase him, but I can't. We need to like rest.
he melds. Eventually, he actually just sort of reaches a rock face, in which point his gaseousness just sort of passes into the rocks and starts fitting through various tiny apertures in order to lose you.
I have a fantastic idea, however. Not about him, but just in general. I am going to command the Colossus to cup its hands into a little bowl shape, lean down, and then give us all a ride.
Okay, where are you taking it? Or where are
I-
you having it take you to, rather?
Okay, well, we need to rest. But we also should probably go make sure that other thing. Let's go back to the place
Hey,
first and check.
we can rest in its hands while it carries us.
Oh my god, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. It does take some time for it to get where it's going, although it is pretty fast.
I'll tell it to take its time.
Take
Okay.
the scenic route.
It begins. It scoops you all up, and while you're resting, it takes a sort of leisurely stroll through the mountainside. Its massive footprints causing flocks of birds and to go flying out of the tree line, and occasional cascades of rocks to be let loose from the sides of the mountain. Eventually, where are you having it directed?
To the
I
temple.
guess if we're able to, I think we should go check on the kids and such first, and then go to the temple, because we can rest on the way to make
That's
sure
what I
that
meant.
they're all.
They're at the temple.
Yeah.
Well, I meant like the other temple that could have the crown.
The fortress.
Oh, okay. You're actually not sure how to get there.
Well, I mean, the
Canariel
other
could
temple.
direct you. But...
Camnuriel should
Yeah.
know. Well,
Right. So eventually, you make your thudding way back to the temple. Oop. And upon its reaching the bridge, you can see that the bridge has been damaged. Apparently more so than just from it pulling away from it. But as it starts reaching it there, it the vines that are still attached to its wrists and hanging off its body begin to sort of trail upwards, connecting to the damaged bridge and beginning to regrow it as the green energy that you had seen it expel earlier heals the roots and rebuilds the bridge back to its normal form. It then puts you all on it and returns to its normal standing position.
all right.
Nice. I guess we'll hop off and check things out. But I will be right
Hey,
back. One
everybody.
second.
Hello.
That count as a short rest.
Yep.
Yeah, while you were chilling out on, it took more than 5 minutes on riding on the Colossus to get here. So yes, you are able to recover your strain. And luckily, Namboku did not inflict any injuries on you.
Oh, cool. Pathfinder closed. Good game, everybody.
What?
Pathfinder closed. It's over.
Or Roll20 did?
Yeah, well, same thing. We're playing
Mm.
Pathfinder on Roll20.
Yeah, effectively. Okay, yes, you have returned to the temple, whereupon you find that there's clearly been a fight here. Where the vines haven't regrown, you find that there is large blood splatter, and you can see the signs of combat. So yeah, Sada, you approach your 3 cohorts from where they are sort of standing outside the temple, looking watchful. They all perk up as they see you approach, waving over to you. And you can see that the children look a lot more comfortable around them than they did before. And for that matter, around you. Hi, guys.
Are
Where's
you
Pascal?
guys okay? What happened?
One of the vampires thugs guys happened by while you were out. Mino murdered him, but
I do offer a high five to Mino.
Mino returns it heartily. While Pascal continues, but before she beat him, he threw this weird bone thing which exploded and turned into Garland.
Oh, did he
What?
die hilariously again?
Well, he was a ghost, so I don't
Well.
really think it counts as dying.
I mean, I didn't really like it, but I shouldn't say hilariously. It seems passe.
It's well, he did try to kill us. So,
It was weird.
yeah, he charmed me and convinced me that I was in a sparring contest with Batfire, so I was attacking him, and then Batfire chopped him down, despite him being a spooky ghost guy.
Yeah, he didn't know that I could beat up ghosts.
He
You
didn't.
have ghosts?
Yep.
Huh.
Magical weapons can affect incorporeal things just less effectively.
Oh, well, I mean, I am a living weapon, so wouldn't know.
Heh.
So you guys found the statue, I see.
Yes.
Yes, I'm now its master.
So
I'm kidding. I'm gonna give it back once we're done.
okay, it's a nice crown.
It is a nice crown. Look, I make it do a little wave.
Well, shit.
We killed the
The,
Namboku, but then he turned into dust. I mean, to mist or whatever. So keeps running to
Yeah.
people who do that, which sucks.
Yeah, but he's taken care of for now at least. I do think we need to go make sure if this statue can move. I don't see why the other one couldn't. So we should probably go make sure that that one is secure as well.
What happens if you try to command that one with the crown that you have on?
Oh, that's a good question. I try to command that one.
Okay. Your vision remains unchanged.
Ah.
The crown is apparently keyed to the one Colossus.
Okay. Yeah, I think we definitely need to make sure the other one is secured before we go anywhere else.
So it'd be nice to kill Namboku permanently, but who knows where his like
You
coffin
could just destroy
is.
the one statue with the other statue.
Yeah, but then I don't think the
Yeah, well, who cares what he thinks?
I mean, it is true.
I mean-
This thing was nearly invulnerable. I mean,
All the
I hear
damage
them.
that you had inflicted on it, by the way, has now repaired itself, I should mention.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reach over to the other statue with the one statue, and I'm going to squeeze until I break its finger off.
Okay.
I'm just going to see if it repairs itself. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I don't know why, but Sal's taking like an obvious bite out of bread or something. Saying
A cookie.
okay. That's a.
The Colossus does as it will. It reaches over to its counterpart, grabbing its hand, and after working at it for some time, pops off one of its fingers.
Now, does the broken finger sprout a new Colossus?
The broken finger does not appear to be repairing.
Ah.
However, you do see that on the Colossus, jade is starting to grow out of the damaged portion.
Okay, so that does cover that. So I assume the only way to properly destroy the thing would be utter and complete like annihilation down to the smallest speck, or maybe
Or
it's
at
just
least
some
enough
sort of
to-
core. But yeah, at least enough to, make it so it can't regenerate all that.
The other Colossus, your Colossus, is now holding a colossal finger.
I think that we should take a portion of this and like take a portion of the jade and bring it back to, back home for the boys in R&D to investigate.
Okay.
Um. As
How
far
many
as
statues were in the mural again? Was there only 2 or was there 3?
There's only 2.
2,
Okay.
yeah.
okay,
And what's the 3rd fortress for?
Something else.
Hmm.
the big Gundam.
That's what causes the temple to animate and start walking around.
Crunch. Well, I don't know. I'll leave it up to committee. Do we want to destroy this thing or not, or try to destroy it?
Seems
I
like
don't
an
think-
easy way to fix our problem.
Destroy the crown?
No, the other statue that we don't have a crown for.
You think the Bozu Shogun, the Bozu Daimyo,
Wait.
I think he'd be happy about that.
Yeah, we were sent here to fix
Yeah.
the problem,
Or not Bozu, God. my
but
brain-
not
Ango.
destroy their
Ango, yeah.
secret
Yeah,
defenses.
well, here's the issue. Right now, that other guy, Namboku's probably trying to seek the crown to control this, so it's a threat to
Then
us.
let's go stop him.
Well-
We would stop him right now if we destroy the other statue.
But it's not his statue, and it's not our statue to break.
I would also suspect that
Give the crowns to the Daimyo. Yeah.
Wherever he's going is probably not super close by. I don't think he would bring his way of regenerating here.
All right.
So,
I just
Samira,
think
where's
it
the
would-
other-
Sorry.
Where's the other, that's okay. Samira, where's the other place?
Essentially, the opposite direction as the Fortress of the Bear is the Fortress of the Eagle, which is basically identical to the Bear Fortress, except with an eagle motif. So I suspect that would be where the other crown is. The last of the 3 fortresses is sort of smaller and overlooks a few passes going into the mountains. So it looked like it was more of a, from what I could tell, I'm not an expert, but it looked more along the lines of traditional defenses.
Okay, well, you know what? Mino, you should hang out here for a few. Keep guard, keep watch, and we'll take the statue and go to the other place real quick. Because we can get there presumably faster this way than not.
Well, to use the statue to walk there, you'd have to get it past the other statue
Ugh.
and also the bridge.
Ugh.
So yes, it would be a bit of walking. But a little bit of walking never hurt anybody, and now that Namboku is no longer a threat for some amount of time anyway, I think I can release my grasp on the mist.
Okay. Okay, here's what I will do then. I am going to walk up to Mino. I'm going to put the crown on her head.
All right, you have to take her.
Now Mino
her
betrays us.
helmet off first, and you put it on her head, and she. My God, so much power! I could do anything. Thanks,
And,
boss.
And yeah, so that way she can.
If anybody shows up, punch him.
Yes.
I'm not
With
really
a
a
statue.
punchy person.
No, with the statue. Because it has a giant fist.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
It also has like
A laser
giant
beam. thing.
blast and laser beam. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like this.
So we're going.
Yes.
Camnuriel leads you from this temple once again through the mountain peaks. And as you start walking, you notice that your vision as you travel for the next hour is slowly improving. By the time that she tells you you're at the entrance of the Fortress of the Eagle, an entrance that does not require the walking over a rickety rope bridge, you're thankful to learn, you find that you can actually see for about 20 feet around you instead of just 5.
You know, I honestly legitimately forgot that we were also supposed to solve this problem.
And then we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot all about it. Feels like forever ago since we talked about bears.
Vampire bears.
The
Not-
Eagle
not too
Fortress,
late.
as you approach, is much the same as the Fortress of the Bear. You step with, as Camnuriel mentioned, an eagle motif, particularly on its big stone doors, which now loom before you.
Well, we're not pressed for time, so I assume with enough time and effort and group help, we can all get the door open.
Oh yes, quite easily. I mean, Suru pushed the last door open, although it was unlocked. Suru, as you begin to push against this one, it's you put about the same amount of strain against it as you did the door to the Fortress of the Bear, and it is immobile. You think that you're probably going to damage either the door itself or you before you get it open like this. And then an arrow lands next to you.
Oh. Who owns the arrow?
You look up, and in the mist, you can sort of vaguely make out the outline of a person who yells down at you, "Hey! Stop pushing that door! Who the hell are
Hey.
you?"
Oh, are you a guard here?
Do you work for the Daimyo?
Yes, I'm a guard here. What?
Who do you work for?
You don't work for the evil vampire, do you?
What evil vampire? Who are you people?
Do you work for the Daimyo Hongo?
I guess I'm under the command of the commander of the Fortress of the Eagle, who works for the daimyo of Hongo.
So,
but
does that not mean that you work for him too?
oh my god, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Oh my god, how does it you guess? It's either yes or no.
Don't be sassy at me. You're the one trying to break down my door.
Yeah,
Only because
other
the
one
Fortress
fell.
of the Bear got... Yeah.
What?
The Fortress of the Bear got taken out.
Yeah, we were trying to make sure this one hasn't done the same.
Well, how do I know you're not the ones who did it to the Fortress of the Bear? At this point, a second
Why
figure comes up and goes, "Hey, what's going on? There's a bunch of people who just took out the Fortress of the Bear trying to break down our door."
I did take down the Fortress of the
No,
Bear.
the
you
evil
idiot. I took out
vampire
the
did.
person who did.
Evil vampire did that.
Roll diplomacy.
Okay.
Okay. Can we both roll since we've both been kind of yelling at him?
One should be helping the other.
Okay, well then I would do. I guess that would help.
Hey, pal.
Mhm.
So
Let's
since
do some
Kasumi-
stretches while this happens.
Yep.
While Kasumi is helping, Pao and Akio start doing stretches in the background, which the guard can also see and is just clearly also confused.
Gotta stay limber.
Gotta stay limber. I wear this armor.
Are they stretching to like get ready for a fight?
Oh
What's
my
going
god.
on?
There's a vampire out there.
Did you not see the giant bat flying around?
No, we didn't see a giant bat flying around. We haven't been able to see anything more than 5 feet away from us for days.
Oh yeah, that was
Months.
because of her, and I point over to Scenarial.
Canarial waves bashfully. What?
Don't worry.
It's on its way to being fixed. Don't worry,
Yeah.
things are
She
being
got
smoothed out.
She did it because the evil vampire was trying to eat her and some kids.
See some voices. You hear some voices sort of distantly in the mist, talking to each other very rapidly in Hungese. Eventually, they stop and go, okay, we're going to open up the gates. There's going to be about 30 people down there ready to smash you if you try anything funny, so
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
Okay. Very fierce.
You hear the sound of stone grinding on stone from within the fortress as you imagine the locking mechanisms that you had seen before on the accidentally activated on the Fortress of the Bear open up, and the door begins to slide open. And true to her word, there's about 30 people down there, all aiming arrows at you.
Hey. I
Oh,
say nonchalant.
as a player, this is really familiar, so I'm just gonna shut up.
I'm proud of your growth.
And one particularly fearsome-looking woman wearing large breastplate and a big bear fur cape strolls forward from the midst of them, holding a spear and looking at you very suspiciously. All right. I'm the commander of this fortress. You tell me about this vampire from the beginning.
Okay, and we'll regale them the story. I let them know where the other crown is for the thing.
We got the crown. We took the J Colossus back to where it was, etc., etc. Vampire. We tell them about the Hongo Daimyo, the myth, etc.
Make
The
sure
man,
you
the
emphasize,
myth.
make sure you emphasize how annoying fighting him was in that area where he kept jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, and that he has like a group of people that are some of which are still
we-
unaccounted
Do
for.
we know how many there were again?
6.
6.
How
And
many
we
do you
got
think?
what? We got 1, 2,
I think we got 3 of them.
3, and him, which if he counts would be
was-
4.
For
now.
Oh, right, the third guy was, yeah.
And it was
Nino
the
took
one
out one.
outside, the one in the temple, the one
Mhm.
at here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that dude counted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. There was.
Because
Yeah.
he blew up, so,
Yeah.
For some reason I thought like he was hypnotized or something. I
All
don't
right.
know why.
Good. What happened at the Temple of the Bear?
We don't know. They
We're
were
here.
dead.
We're at the temple of the bear.
No,
No,
this is
we?
we're
the
at the
temple of
Fortress of the Eagle.
Fortress.
Oh.
The Fortress of the Bear is the opposite one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any food?
Yes. Tell us what happened to the Fortress of the Bear, and then we'll give you food.
They're
the
all
temple
dead.
was empty. There was one guy there who worked for the vampire.
We killed them.
There were some clay statues that were smashed, and the crown was
Also,
gone.
I think
from the
everybody who worked in the fortress was killed by the traps leading to the
There
crown.
were some dead people, yeah.
There was a
Why
whole
would
bunch of dead bodies, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Why
pile of
would
them.
they?
Well,
Trigger
we
the
presume that they were not doing it willfully. That they
Could have
were,
been
controlled.
hypnotized. Yeah. Vampires, you know.
I think he was just throwing them in
I
there.
honestly don't. But
Come on, it's classic.
So wait, is this like? You keep calling it a vampire. Is this like one of these John Shi things from Tien, or?
No,
No, it was
like
just a vampire.
you're like Viennese or Danian vampires. You know,
He turns into a bat.
How did one of those get here?
I don't know.
but how did they get anywhere?
Yeah. He got on a boat, I guess.
That's how we got here.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's a flying boat.
Uh,
Today I learned
after
pigeons are
all
just
this,
the rats that fly.
All right.
Also, I'm the daimyo of Saruga.
I look at you like weird
All
way to
right.
flex that.
Yeah.
I don't have any reason to believe that for
Yep.
most of this.
Don't.
Fair.
She'll show. Don't. She'll show
mean-
off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could just, go investigate the Temple of the Bear, and then go to what's.
Oh, I
Scenario?
intend to.
That's fine. What's the name? Scenario, what's the name of the temple that we were at? The one where everybody else is.
I don't know. I don't think it had a name. We just called it.
I was asking. Yeah, I was asking Scenario.
Oh, okay.
That's Honan Temple.
Okay. Yeah. So the rest of us are at Honan Temple. We'll give you the thing, and yeah, we just wanted to make sure that the other thing was not being taken. Now, if we really wanted to try to fight you, I think we already would have, because I don't know if you noticed, but we're not your average everyday people.
No, you look like adventurers.
I mean, we're
Now check
rulers
check
of the
this
nation.
out. And I do a backflip.
You backflip so hard, you nearly fling yourself off the mountain. However, you make it look like it was intentional.
Akio called it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
well,
was-
check this out. I do a front flip.
You guys are just the worst.
Hey,
Uh,
check this out. I fucking fail and do a backflip. But I
19's
don't-
probably good enough for a
I
front
I
flip.
apologize for my Honga.
Watch this. Pathfinder does a backflip and everybody is astounded.
Holy shit!
How does that happen?
Carefully.
Um,
Ever see a horse do a backflip?
no.
Ever
Also,
see a
Bethara
man on a
is
horse do a backflip?
back at the temple. Alright. This is a lot to take in at once. I don't have a lot of food. We've been sort of locked down here for a few months.
Why not grow corn?
What?
Yeah, why
sure.
not?
I'll just grow corn on
know,
this
mountain
rocky
corn.
mountainscape.
Yes. With all the
Sorry.
sun, with all the sun they've been getting up through the mist.
Cliff corn, yeah.
For some reason, I thought corn was one of those vegetables that just kind of
No,
grows
No,
on
that,
it.
that'd be potatoes.
Corn's
I'm
pretty
pretty sure.
difficult to grow.
Yeah, it's a potato.
Yeah,
Damn. What vegetable am I thinking of? That's
Potatoes.
like
potatoes.
Potato.
potatoes. You
Yeah.
should have grown potatoes.
Get some
They
yams
don't-
They
they
don't
in
grow.
here.
exist.
Let's
They don't
go.
exist here, unfortunately, except for the
But
one
they have
Saturday. Except for
yams.
the one Saturday.
The
Okay,
third
doesn't
floor of the
exist as
fortress
in
is
doesn't
given over
exist in our
entirely
setting?
to growing potatoes.
Sorry, Tim. You mean it doesn't exist in this region, not it doesn't exist in this setting, right?
It doesn't
Potatoes-
technically does not exist in Hanno.
They got
Uh,
yams. They got
pota-
yams.
Yes. Potatoes and yams do exist in Locust.
Yum, 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 yums.
Also,
All right. Anyways,
potatams,
Oh,
which are
Who's got our dish of never-ending delights? Who has
sweet
that?
potatoes. Oh yeah. Is that only
Uh,
ice cream?
No, I
it's,
think-
it's whatever
That's
confection
whatever you want.
actually.
Oh,
I
I
think
thought it
they-
was whatever flavor ice cream you
You
want.
do have one of those also. I think that's back in Saruga though.
Oh,
I think I had
okay.
it last, Prof. So I'm gonna make a cannoli and then give it to Suter.
I don't
Fuck,
want a cannoli.
I'd love a
Oh
cannoli.
no, I want the cannoli. I'm giving you the thing.
Well, I mean, I don't
Really,
want a
for me.
confection at all. I just want regular food.
Well, unfortunately, the dish of delicious delights only really
It
creates.
makes a
sweets.
potato, but then you bite it and it's actually a cupcake.
Oh.
This is gonna do well on Twitter a couple months ago.
The fortress guards eventually relent. They let you in, and
And then we begin our attack.
No.
they give you a modest meal. It's a sort of thin soup that they end up feeding you. Heavy on dried fish.
Can we
Sucks.
extrude some cake for them in return?
Sure. I mean, the dish is delicious delights just creates infinitely, so
Can-
you can just you can just pass it around really.
Can the dish make a whole cake the size of the dish and it just sort of grows
is-
out from it, you know?
No, it can only create something the
Oh.
size of the actual lid of the dish, and the dish itself is about the size of a butter dish.
Oh, right, because that's to, like, you close it and you open it and you're like, ta-da, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh.
But eventually, everyone gets their own delicious delight, and they're much more friendly to you after having done so. All right. So what you're saying is that this vampire got into the Fortress of the Bear, dominated or killed everybody inside, and then took the crown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can prevent that from happening here for a time. If I seal the fortress, it's enchanted. It won't let anything in. But, well, we won't be able to get out, and eventually we'll starve to death.
That's bad.
So, obviously the daimyo is going to need to send more troops to resecure the Fortress of the Bear, but if you can ask him to send extra resources here to help defend us against a potential powerful vampire monster attack thing, we'd appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
What was
How
the
sure
third-
are
what's
you
the
that when
third-
you lock up here, how sure are you that no one's going to be able to break in?
Well, that door, once it's locked, is going to be pretty durable against anything. They say that dwarves helped build it. And dwarves are pretty good at making doors that don't open. Which is honestly a pretty dubious skill to have when you think about it. But in this case, it's pretty useful.
What about the other fortress, the third one?
The third fortress?
Yeah.
Oh. That fortress,
Is it a
Just-
decoy fortress?
more or less, it watches over the passes. It's meant to rain artillery fire on any army trying to pass through them. We used to have a couple of hotchas from the Moon Isles, but they broke down. Those are fun to set off, though. Anyway, I appreciate you coming here to make sure that we're not all dead.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Should we bring the
Is
other
there
crown
anything-
here, or
I can put it in with our crown, but having them both in the same place seems like a bad idea in case
Yeah.
the fortress does fall. So you might want to take that crown to the daimyo.
okay?
This way he can put it back where it belongs when he resecures the Fortress of the Bear.
All right.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's about it.
All right. I can give you a place to rest.
Nah, we're good.
Understood.
Oh, do you know any cool, safe places a vampire might keep his coffin?
I would have thought that he would have kept it in the Fortress of the Bear once he secured it.
Did we see it there?
We
I
didn't.
think
I don't think we looked everywhere there.
That's fair. Shoot.
You can make intelligence checks.
Oh,
Oh, can I?
Yes.
yeah, I don't know about that one.
My intelligence
I think you
isn't the
can.
worst, but it's not the best.
Oh, Kasumi. You recall immediately. Kasumi, you
Oh,
recall
what?
seeing
I'm still doing it. You can't stop me. You
Yeah,
said I could
same.
do it.
grooves in the dust in the
Hell yeah.
floor from something heavy being dragged across the ground.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
in the fortress.
yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and scoot on back then. We gotta go.
Did we-
It looked like it had been dragged in, but it also looked like it had been dragged out again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you did not see
Something
a
had
coffin
come
inside.
in and out. Yeah. So where would it be now then?
I don't know. but I still would rather get back to where our people are and get them out.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You leave the fortress of the Eagle, and as you do so, you hear the sounds of of stones grinding upon stones once more as the doors shut behind you, and then you can hear the sound of the stone clasps within clutching it shut.
And the sound of death and madness inside.
All of the shutters on the windows begin to close as well,
Oh no.
snapping down tight, and eventually the Fortress of the Eagle, as you are walking away from it, it's now even more visible than before as the mist has continued to clear. It is completely sealed. You can also see, now that the mist is mostly clear, not mostly clear, but is clearing further, that the mountainside that this fortress, it's basically a giant stone pagoda that has been built up on the pinnacle of this mountain. Beneath it, the mountain itself has been carved into the shape of a massive eagle. And out of its back, the actual fortress structure itself is protruding.
Cool.
And with that, you begin to walk away.
Hey, while those doors were closing, I had sort of a chilling thought. What if one of the blood tigers was already in there, you know?
What the fuck, pal?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we'll do what we can. I think we need
Ooh, I'm
to.
going to write that down.
Oh
Yeah, there's no urgency, but
no!
what'd you do?
No, never mind. It was a silly
What-
idea.
What'd you do, pal?
Said something
Nothing.
stupid.
Yeah, something real dumb.
When it was too late to do anything about it.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's fine.
Everything is fine.
Or is it?
And yeah, eventually, after another hour or so, maybe 2, maybe 3, you make your way back to the Temple of Honan. Suru, by now you are well and truly medium-sized again.
Hooray!
And yes, you return to the temple to find Mino, Batbear, and Pascal variously entertaining
Beating
and
each
watching
other up.
over the kids. Mino is just sort of watching carefully around as Batbear and Pascal try to entertain the 4 elemental children.
And that's when I tells him, "You're dead." So I stabbed him several times.
Cool.
Is that what haunts you when you went to sleep every night? Or was it the time you were crushed by a rat dragon?
Look, that's a cool way to die.
Oh,
Take it back.
Are you
Hey,
afraid
did
of
I
rats?
did I ever tell you how fucking stupid that was of you to run off with and fight that guy with no weapon, and then get captured, and then when we finally are about to save you, you heroically die anyway, invalidating the whole reason that we went there.
Okay, to be fair, I was like 15 feet tall. I had horns. I thought I could take on a bunch of rats.
That's fair. You should have just killed them with your weapon, though.
Yeah. Yeah, little shits. Sorry, I shouldn't curse in front of the children.
The children look at you nonplussed.
That's good. Yeah, anyhow, don't die, kids. It's not fun.
I'll try to avoid it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Alright.
All
So,
right,
now
we're
as you-
going.
the mist continues to clear. You can actually see quite a bit outside of the Temple of Honan as the clouds continue to dissipate. Canuriel looks much more relaxed. Previously, she had always had like an expression like she was straining to focus on something. And now it looks like she's had a burden lifted off her shoulders.
We need to find out where that coffin is, right?
I mean, it probably isn't too far if we want to look for it. Or I guess there's only one guy left, isn't there? One blood tiger.
Is there?
Shoo.
Well, they might have just cut their losses and carried it away.
I'm guessing they carted it off, but I don't know.
We could give chase, but it would be my preference if we could get the children to a place where they'd be safer than here on this mountainside.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
there with you. We can start putting out feelers to see if we can track them when we get back to Shugo. I only keep on saying Shugo.
That's a long way away.
It's not that far.
Shugo is.
No, it's not. It's on the same island as Surugu.
We're on a different island.
Yes. Got me there.
What the fuck? You alright?
All right, let's head back off the mountain.
Alright. The walk back is easier, even if you have 4 noisome teenagers scrambling along behind you. However, it's a lot less treacherous now that you no longer have to worry about the path suddenly dropping out in front of you because you can't see it in the mist.
Hey, once we get to the rope bridge that I fell off of, I want to look down the side of it to see how far it goes.
Alright. You reach the rope bridge, and by the time you do so, the rope bridge actually is not that far away from the temple. And at the time that you reach the rope bridge, you look over the side, and even though the mist has dissipated greatly, looking down, you still can't see the bottom. You can
Ugh.
see the ledge that you landed on.
I pointed out to everybody.
The ledge
Ah.
that you landed on.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's pretty lucky.
Hmm.
And yeah, you are able to travel on. You safely are able to cross one more time. Although there is the issue of Batfire and him weighing 1,800 pounds.
We all team up and throw him across.
Oh no.
So
He got
he'll
over
need
once,
to-
didn't he?
He got over once by turning into a gillman.
Ah,
Well, then he
Why don't I-
does just do
he
that.
still
some
has one more left in that. Thing,
He
right?
does.
I put the ring on. What do I roll? It's
Amy.
100, right?
It's a D31.
31. What do?
Don't
All right.
become something as big as a centaur or bigger,
What? Oh,
unless it has wings. Then you're good.
I don't think that's how that works. Oh. I'm
Lucky
a 7.
number 7.
That's not a lucky number. 8 is the lucky number. Fuck 7.
Whoa.
That's some
Jesus.
serious numerical
7.
aggression.
Batfire, you shrink down
What?
to a medium-sized creature,
What am I?
and then continue shrinking,
Uh
Oh no.
receding in size, even as your nose protrudes and your eyebrows become wiggly,
See, this
and
is
your
why
ears
7
become
sucks.
pointy,
What?
and your hair becomes a sort of bluish green
Oh.
Am I
as you turn
turning
into an
a gnome?
extremely muscular gnome.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is a good look.
Wait. I feel like
You're
we
only
need a
about 3
point-
feet tall, but you look like you weigh a solid 40 pounds. Just a completely jacked, tiny person.
I feel like I should get a voice changer and just set it to high.
No.
And
Oh, babyface.
so
am
you
I
are
right now?
really, not at all. You are a gnome. You are completely, like, you look like a full adult.
Okay, cool.
Just with
I don't know
actually rather exaggerated features.
Admittedly,
Um,
I don't quite my brain is going to a very different place of what your gnomes look like. So I'm just imagining, just kind of, please load Discord, please, come on, don't ruin this for me, don't do this, whatever. It'll load eventually. Keep going.
Okay. And you're able to get across the bridge easily, because even though you are jacked, you are still tiny, and are able to get across. And soon, so yeah, kinda. Soon all of you are across and able to make your way down the mountainside. It takes hours, and by the time you reach the base, all of you are actually really quite tired after a full day of walking around on these heavy mountain slopes and fighting Namboku and the Jade Colossus.
It's been a long day.
No, I'm not.
Suru
Oh
is
yeah,
not,
I forgot.
but the rest of you are fatigued.
Yeah, I have to like take twice as many steps as usual.
Yes.
I don't think I am.
Why not?
That would be Constitution, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So everyone except for Paulina, Pascal, Suru, and Kasumi are fatigued. Possibly also Kimnuriel.
Wait, sorry, let me find my bullshit excuse of why I'm not tired.
I have a really high Constitution. I'm sorry.
Wait, maybe I will be fine.
No,
no,
fuck
that's
off.
fortitude.
No, you're exhausted. I don't care.
Okay.
You get down to the base of the mountain and can see the village. And by the time you manage to slough your way to the village, the first thing you notice is that they have, in the meantime, managed to repair their cage, and the town drunk is back in it.
Nice.
Wait, was the town drunk in it when the other guy was broken out?
No, they had
Not when
removed
he
him.
was. Yeah.
The other thing is that when you turn back and look at the mountains, the mists have cleared, and you can see the mighty mountain range that runs the length of Hango, with its various sharp cliffs and green stones. And the colossi are hidden in the mountains. You can't see them from here. But what you can see, on sort of bracing either either side of the range as it starts below you, is a pair of fortresses sat on top of massive carved statues, one shaped as an eagle and the other one shaped as the head of a roaring bear. With the two fortresses on top.
Hmm.
No longer covered in mist, the defenses of Hango look a lot more formidable now that you can actually see them.
Neat.
Anyway, you got back to the village, and as you do so, a few people sort of like go, welcome. And the headman of the village goes over to you and goes, you cleared up the mist.
Yep.
Good job.
Thanks.
We'll have another party.
That's
Nah,
okay.
we're good.
Too tired.
Well,
Also, it
I
turns
guess
out the
not
blood
having
tigers.
a party is like having a party for people who don't want to party.
The blood tigers were were led by a vampire.
Oh,
Yep.
could the vampire turn into a giant bat?
Yes.
I knew
I
it.
think so. But I never actually saw him do it.
He's still out there.
Oh shit.
Well, we
Lucky.
killed him, but he turned into like a mist thing, and he went back to his coffin, wherever that is. I assume it's not here. So.
Oh. That's concerning. Are you well, I hope that you beat him up enough that he doesn't try it again.
Me too.
All right, in the party, you can have 3 rooms in our inn.
All right.
Thank you.
I will advise you, though, that there is really only, like, a couple rooms in our inn. But still,
Is there 3?
Shouldn't
there
make
are 3,
promises he
as you
can't keep.
remember last time. And you could divide yourselves up in the same manner you did previously. Although now you have the extra party members, essentially, of Kim and Uriel and the 4 children to decide where they go. And as I will actually ask you which who's in what room of the 3 rooms available.
I don't really know. I don't know where Akio's gonna go, but Betfire's in the.
I would probably go with Kim Nero and the kids because I want to tell them all about my school.
Well, we'll say the kids have been sort of cramming together so they can all sort of fit into a room with a couple extra people. What about the rest of you people?
Akio doesn't care. Whatever position he gets, or whatever needs to be filled.
Do we know how long it takes for a vampire to become not mist?
You can
Nope.
roll knowledge religion.
Alright, hopefully I roll better than before.
I believe in you, pal. You know.
We'll see about that. Middling.
You don't know the
Yeah.
exact time, but you suspect that it's less than a week, or perhaps a week.
And how long has it been? Has it been a day yet?
It's not been a day.
Okay. Alright, but they still have 2 servants out there.
Yes.
Just
You
nervous
would know that,
that
he can't give commands. He's basically just stuck recuperating.
Okay. Alright. Just doesn't feel quite safe yet. We're just at the base of the mountain pretty much, but I guess it'll have to do.
We should get a. It wouldn't help us right now. Never mind.
So we have 1 room of Kasumi, Kimnuriel, and the 4 children. How about the rest of you? Batbear, where is Batbear going?
First floor. He has to be close to the ground.
It makes sense. Stairs are not his friend. But there is a room on the first floor, so that's easy enough for him.
This room
he
is mine.
essentially
It was
takes up
made for me.
It takes up 2. He takes up 2 spots in the 4-person room. So who else would want to be in that room?
I would like another player, so don't make me put Akio in there.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Because I'm not talking to myself.
Pascal is going to go in that room also.
Yep.
Good.
I guess it'll be these 4.
Don't make out in this room with me in it.
Tell
Oh,
us what to
Not unless you include Batbear.
oh my god.
do.
We approve. I don't.
You forgot the third party, Batbear.
By the way, Palina, you have healed your strain.
Oh yeah, right. So we took a nice ride on a statue. Good.
You are brought meals. They are humble but good, hearty, sort of fare. Fair stew. And the bedding is really just straw mattresses. But after a day of hard battle and marching around a mountain, they are quite comfortable. So, yes, you have some time before perhaps going to sleep. If you'd like to do anything. discuss
No.
anything?
Nope. I want to sleep.
I don't have anything that I can think of to talk about, so I assume
Hmm.
Sura, maybe?
What?
You got anything you gotta do?
Oh,
Oh,
do I?
I don't know.
Do you?
No? Ignore me.
Yeah, I think just catch up on like what the separate parties did during their time separated. But that's about it. Go to bed.
Pascal bashfully details his essentially beating up of Bat Bayar,
Wow.
which you're sort of compelled to do it. But you can tell he's also like just a teeny bit proud that he could.
Yeah. Fine.
And otherwise, you all get ready for bed. Kasumi, both Kemnuriel and the children are very interested in what you have to say. As you learn, the 4 children are essentially orphans. Taken from totally disparate places in Hadano. Who don't really have much to go back to anyway. So they're actually pretty eager to be given a place that they know that they belong. And Kemnuriel seems to be much in the same boat.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course, y'all would be welcome for as long as you want, forever maybe. But if you want to leave, that's fine too.
Well, I don't think we have much a place to leave to. I abandoned the Frozen Heart and my people, and they are not the type to welcome you back. So, and now that my friends were killed by Namboku, this sounds like a place to make my own.
Like retire or some such. Well, I don't know, retire from the dangerous stuff.
Well, I understand that you're interested in teaching.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone who can teach aerokineticism yet?
No, and that's actually been something that's been a little bit of a struggle.
Oh.
That the other ones have kind of sussed out, and I have somebody who can do pyrokineticism. But that's about it.
Well, then it seems that our meeting was serendipitous.
Yeah, I'll say. So yeah, but I would be happy to have you guys, and they would keep you safe. Is there like a map nearby of like? Nah, I guess it would be too far out to see Saruga itself.
Yeah, this is sort of like a very small village's inn. They don't really have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're able to sleep the next day, and then from there, make your way to Hongo's capital, Shiraoi. Shiraoi.
Damn.
Whereupon you are met by the guard captain once more, who comports you with all haste to none other than the daimyo of Hongo. Sanyo Aino looks upon you all as you enter into his hall from his raised dice, and actually sort of half smiles and goes, I've noticed a distinct decrease in the amount of mist on my southern mountain range.
Yes.
Yep. Also, here you go, and I take out the crown and kind of, offer it to a
Yeah.
guard. Him.
His smile is gone instantaneously. He's like,
Yeah,
where did you
Kasumi,
get
you
that?
might have wanted to handle that a different way.
He might have wanted to handle it differently himself.
What are you talking about?
You didn't. We have no idea what this. We asked you what we were getting into. You sent us into something where we could have died easily
We were
We-
attacked by one of your giant friends.
because one of your fortresses, which was supposed to have magical wards, fell. Luckily, we took care of the problem.
How?
The blood
I
tigers.
don't know.
How did the Blood Tigers take one of the fortresses? Which
Vampire.
fortress?
the leader
fortress- the
of the
fortress
Blood
of-
Tigers.
The Fortress of the Bear. Their leader was a vampire. They had a powerful
It's a-
mage, which we killed.
Their leader is a
Wait.
vampire.
The Fortress of the Bears leader was a vampire?
No.
No.
The leader of the Blood Tigers is a vampire. He
Oh.
was able to breach the defenses of the Fortress of the Bear. We defeated most of the Blood Tigers, sans 2 of them. Namboku himself fell, but is still technically alive because vampire. And we went and informed the Fortress of the
He
Eagles.
met
So,
me
yeah.
during the day. How was he a vampire?
Who
We
knows?
I mean,
fought
I
We
don't know.
fought him
outside
during the day. We don't know.
Yeah, vampires have fucking magic.
Typically, that doesn't include not immolating during the daylight.
Well,
Well-
maybe he wasn't a vampire, but he was.
Well,
something.
I don't know, but there were some things that I heard about him that don't track, but maybe it's related. One of the reasons that he was out there to begin with was to collect new powers that he doesn't have. So maybe at some point he got some kind of ability that compensates for his normal weaknesses.
Yep.
And he took the
Result.
crown and
We
tried
only
to.
have one crown. What happened to the Fortress of the Eagle?
The Fortress of the Eagles fine. We spoke to
Yeah.
the guard captain there.
sealed it up.
They requested reinforcements and
yeah.
supplies. However, that thing that you did not tell us about, that we specifically asked for, attacked us. With all respect, that is on you. We needed to know what we were getting into.
He roll diplomacy, Kasumi, because this is actually you're
I'm accusing
trying.
him of... Yeah,
You're
I'm not...
shaming a guy who is not used to being shamed.
Hey, you're trying to shame a king. Like,
That's
Good,
a
he
dirty
deserves it.
Yeah.
does he?
Yes.
Yes.
We went in there. Well, that's
We
fine.
went in blind and we almost died.
Yeah, well, we knowingly went in blind. We knew we
Because
were
we
gonna.
didn't have a choice.
Yeah, we
Could have
didn't
just
have a
said no. I don't know.
I guess we could have just said no.
But we agreed to it. Those were the terms.
Well, I'm agreeing with Kasumi right now that this guy is a dickhead.
Enough. It is the interest of Hongo to try and ensure that the exact nature of the island's defenses remain secret. However, I clearly misjudged in not informing trustworthy people like you of what exactly could potentially be a threat there. Please understand I would never have expected Namboku to A, be a vampire, but B, be able to secure one of the crowns. I'm sorry.
That's going forward. I would hope that this at least, and the fact that we returned the crown and did not try to hide the fact that we had the crown, will earn your trust.
It is certainly a point in your favor. You've done us a tremendous service, both in removing the mist and also preventing a truly severe threat of someone using one of our own greatest weapons against us. He takes the crown from a guard, looks at it, sort of inspects it for a second before handing it off to someone else and speaking something to him in Hungies, which
What does
excuse
Rita?
me, in Hanga, which
Okay, I was about to say Hongi sounds it's too stupid.
Pow understands as him telling them to secure that.
Okay.
Our initial agreement was that in return for your service, Hango would ally with you against the Shogun of the Broken Coast. Given the full extent of your service, though, that seems insufficient reward for what you've done. Hango is not an exceptionally wealthy land, but my personal treasury does have some items and more traditional wealth that I can reward you from. When the daimyo of Surugu is prepared to leave, kindly show them into my treasure room. They can each take an item of their choice. And also prepare them a bag of the easiest to use Hadanese currency for them. Give them a bag of 100 koku. Is there anything else?
One free bear, please.
No. I think that will. I mean, I shouldn't speak for everyone else, but for me, I feel that is sufficient. Other than we will send envoys soon to establish an embassy.
Understood. You didn't explain to me the nature of the mist itself.
I'm trying to think of how to respond to that out of in character. Okay, we would have talked about this on the way back. Do we want to be frank about the kids and whatnot?
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
I
I
feel like-
don't especially see why not. But I wanted to make sure that was cool with you guys.
I'm cool with it. I don't know.
Aki would be
It would
fine with it.
hopefully not punish some Nuriel.
Bedbuyer would want to make sure that like any suspicion of like the kids being in danger is made, apparently transparent. Like that's it, really. Like-
Actually, that's okay. I know how I want to swing this. Actually, Your Highness, I have one request, and it has to do with why that mist was there. While we were there, we discovered that the Blood Tigers were originally hunting after a set of children who are like me. They are plain touch. He was trying to siphon the energy that presumably goes in their veins, and I frankly did not allow that. We luckily were able to save them, as well as the person causing the mist, who was causing it to try to hide from him. My request is that while I recognize that this caused disruption in your kingdom, you pardon them and allow them to go within our travel.
He drums his finger against his thigh. The person who created the mist could be construed as partially responsible for the destruction of the garrison at the Bear Fortress. Indeed, why would Namboku have even come here in the first place, if not to chase them?
That may be true, but their cause was a good
He
one.
raises a hand. I pardon them but they are not to return to Hango.
Fair. I thank you. That is appreciated, and I agree to your terms. They will be under my care.
Good. I'm sure they'll have very nice lives on Saru.
Okay. Yeah. So that concludes my stuff.
You know? Kasumi. Daimyo Sato.
Hmm?
If there is anything else.
Not that I can think of. I just hope that if Nambuku does return here, you'll be able to have your defenses ready just in case. But I imagine he won't, since he's known now.
Understood.
Otherwise, I hope we can work together.
As do I. I hope this alliance is fruitful for both of us.
Give him a polite nod.
He nods to you as well. That'll be all. Thank you. At which point he rises, bows, and leaves the chamber.
Sweet.
And you are led out as well. You find Kemnuriel and the 4 kids at a outdoor eatery where they have gotten food. As you approach, Kato looks up from shoveling rice into his mouth to ask you if the daimyo is going to have them all executed.
Nope. But
That's cool. And then he goes back to eating.
Yeah. You guys
You're
just-
exiled. You're exiled from Hongo.
Yeah, that's about it. You're
Yeah.
gonna come back and stay with us.
Oh, well, that's what we want to do anyway.
Yeah.
Well then, we're a-okay.
The kids seem good. You are given a place to stay for the night. If there is anything else you'd like to do in Hango, otherwise, your flying ship is exactly where you left it.
What about this? So it just from the treasury, I thought you said it's items. Is items or is it just money?
He has given you, when you left the actual castle itself, you were presented with a chest filled with 100 koban.
I think it's a koku.
A koku is a different unit of measurement. And
Or a
I
cup
just
of
got
hot
them
chocolate.
confused in my head.
Ah.
Okay, no problem.
A koban is one of the sort of ovoid golden coins,
Yes.
and they're worth about 50 silver pieces each.
Nice.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
How much do we get?
about
5,000 silver pieces.
Okay.
effectively.
Damn. That's enough to buy a couple of bears.
And
Not that
in
we'd have
addition
to
to
do
that, you also get a choice of items
Sweet.
from his item
Alright.
stores.
From a secret vault of secrets.
Yes, the very same.
I better add the money to the bank.
Can I get a link to that?
No. But okay.
Okay. Okay.
Here, let me get it. I gotta reopen it.
You gotta negotiate and solve 3 riddles.
No, I don't.
Damn, that's what 2 made me do.
You have to solve 5 riddles.
They had to add 2 more.
My riddle's 5.
You have to solve 1 riddle?
What is
Yes.
your favorite color?
I have a box of riddles here, you guys.
A box?
Oh, you gave it to everybody.
I could ask you
Yeah.
hundreds of riddles.
Why is it in a
Good lad.
box?
I'm gonna go ahead and
Riddles.
remove that now.
A box of riddles.
Yeah.
It was it was 5,000 overall, so it was split.
Okay. Before you leave, you are led to the treasure hall. So, which has a number of various items in it. You see that there are 3 rings, a belt, a sort of jacket sort of looking thing. It looks like it's not of Hadanese or Hangis make. Looks like something from Everon up north
From Ardania, maybe.
or somewhere in the environments.
Maybe from Horizstar. I don't know. Well, I don't know what else is up
Ardania
there.
is not the only country
There's
in
Ardania and
Everon, but
Horizstar. I don't know what else is there. What else is there? South. And
old
Averon.
knowledge history.
Okay. I don't have it.
Well, then you can't roll it.
I was
You
just
have no
asking.
idea.
I was asking out of character.
Sorry,
Well,
what's
wouldn't
the
you
roll?
like to know?
What was the roll?
There is
History.
no roll. We're rollless.
What was the roll that Tomb was not trained in?
History.
Oh, okay, 1 second. I think I can do this. Just why not? Just 1 second. Let me.
Oh, it's wonderful. Soon we
Knowledge.
might know some countries.
Knowledge. History.
We
Wow.
know some countries.
Who knows?
All right.
I'm gonna go get some cookies.
That's a good
Nice.
idea.
All right. So what are the items?
Yeah, with the 28, Akio, as I was sort of asking this, you just sort of rattle off. Oh, well, there's Ardania and there's Tirta. What are my own? Wait, what countries are in Everon?
I say this.
Jeez.
My brain is melting slowly.
I can't remember the names of my own countries. All right, there's Ardania, there's Trois Crandade, there's Frestar, there's Lawhold, there's Caldok Thai, and then
Lawhold.
most of the sort of northeastern portion of the continent is collectively referred to as the realms of the petty kings.
Wolf.
Yep.
Where's
I've docked at every-
Lawhold?
I've
Sounds
docked at
cool.
every single one of these places and chucked a kid off of a roof of it. Every single one.
Lawhold
I can't wait
is
to meet
sort
that.
of in
Meet the
the middle.
character.
As Akio relates to you, Lawhold is sort of in the middle of Averon. It's between the lands of the Petty Kings, north of Caldok Thai and to the northeast of Frestar and Ardania. It used to be the seat of the the most organized faith of the old world, the Church of Dauros. But
Ooh.
Dauros died fighting against the Beast of Wraiths, which
Rip.
sort of left the church in a bit of a lurch. That rhymes. As a result, they were sort of directionless until they started picking up on other gods, and those are mostly split between Baalathor, the god of retribution, and Maynard, the god of justice. Unfortunately, the tensions in the church could not be resolved peacefully, and eventually it actually broke into a civil war, from which the Balathorians emerged victorious.
Damn.
Lawhold is a very severe place now.
Damn, I sure hope we don't ever have to go there in another campaign.
Sweet.
Anyway, what are the items, Sals?
Alright, so there are 3 rings, a pair of goggles, a belt, that jacket I described, a little hat.
Cool.
A little hat.
Do they have descriptions like little
There's
Hang
little
on, like,
placards in front
Do
of
they
everyone.
have? Do they have tags?
They are described.
Excellent.
And,
I want to know what the coat is because I like cool jackets.
All right. Just 1 second. I'm checking on something. And there's also a headband.
Headband's
Oh.
cool. What's the headband do?
All right. So let me go through it. The headband is a headband of intuition. It lets one cast the augury spell 3 times per day.
Ooh.
Let's look that up.
The little hat is called a cap of light.
Ooh.
It is a small cloth skull cap, but it is topped with a small silver statue in the shape of a lit candle. And at a command word, the lit candle can be commanded to cast light on itself. It can be turned on and off on command.
What?
Neat.
The goggles
What?
are goggles of. It's a
It's
little
a
miner's
headlamp.
cap.
It's a headlamp.
Um,
It's got a headlamp in its vault.
it's goggles of elven kind. Grant the wearer low light vision and bonus on spellcraft to identify magic auras and items.
Neat.
One of the jacket is a sipping jacket.
Oh,
Z or is S?
Absorbent fibers line this heavy canvas coat. Once per day, as a standard action, the wearer can pour a potion onto this lining, suffusing it into the coat. If the potion has an instantaneous duration, the wearer can activate the coat as a swift action to consume the potion.
It's a hitchhiker's towel.
If the potion's duration is measured in rounds, the wearer can activate the coat as a swift action to gain the potion's benefits for 1 round, repeating as desired each round until the potion's entire duration has been used.
That's weird.
Weird.
Just a nasty, soggy coat.
The belt is a belt of dwarven kind.
Does that grow beards? Does that grow beards?
It's a bearded belt.
You grow a beard?
It doesn't. It does.
Is that a different item?
Well, no. It would if this was D&D 5e.
Oh.
In Pathfinder, that unfortunately is omitted unless you want it to be. One of the rings is a ring of the ram, which allows you to fire an ethereal ram out of it a few times per day.
Cool.
Another ring is the ring of force fangs.
What is that?
Forces all your enemies to grow fangs.
This band negates any force spell or force spell-like ability targeted at the wearer. Doing so gives the ring a number of charges equal to the spell level of the incoming force effect. The ring can hold a maximum of 9 charges. If an incoming force attack would charge the ring beyond this limit, the ring does not negate the attack or gain charges, and the attack affects the wearer normally. On command, the wearer can use the ring's charges to cast Magic Missile, unleashing 1 missile per charge, but no more than 5 missiles per round.
Huh.
That's cool.
And the last ring is the Ring of Swarming Stabs.
Oh.
which twice per day, when the wearer is flanking an opponent, he can, as a swift action, deal an additional 1d6 damage on a successful melee attack against that opponent. This is a sneak attack for any effects that reduce or negate such damage.
What's that ring called again?
A ring
Swarming
of-
stabs.
What?
Swarming stabs.
Okay.
It's like bees with knives.
It's like bees with
Bees
knives.
have stingers. They all have knives.
Or if you would prefer any instead of any of those, the daimyo is also happy to offer you, instead of one of those items, another small chest of 50 koban.
Hmm. I honestly don't know if there's anything I too deeply want in that list.
Yeah, that jacket doesn't confer extra bonuses of any kind, right? It just lets you take a potion that you pour onto it later as a swift action.
Yep. And you can break up, if it's a potion that has a certain number of rounds it lasts, you can break up the number of rounds.
Let me take a little sip of it. I see.
Off of your jacket.
Think
Makes
about the
sense.
cost, though. You would look grotesque. And it would be humiliating to have to just sort of suck onto, like, the shoulder of your coat where you left some potion.
It more
Gross.
absorbs through your skin.
Ew! What? Why is it called sipping, then? I assumed you'd be just sort of sucking on
You're
it.
sipping it through
coat
your skin.
sips.
That's not how anything works.
The coat does the sipping. It just sort of works.
Oh, no!
You
Yeah, I
have
don't
to
like that
drink-
item.
Wait. That's worse than you drinking out of the coat?
Yeah!
Okay.
All I'm
I thought
hearing
it
is
was like
that-
a hitchhiker's towel. Like, it's got all your nutrients when you need them for emergencies. You just sort of suck on it like a creep.
like
Yeah.
a creep.
Like a
But
creep.
it's worse now because it just sort of absorbs through your skin, and that's. What
Or
if you're
into
wearing
your-
layers in between your coat? You gotta just wear the coat over your
No,
naked torso?
through your body. Never mind.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's going to be too popular.
I
is
don't
useful.
think so.
Oh my god.
So basically, you can choose those or 2,500 silver pieces.
Did you post the items somewhere?
No, I just read them out. Let me do that. Ring of Swarming Stabs. Ring of Force Fangs. Ring of the Ram. Goggles of Elven Kind. Headband of Intuition.
That one's
Belt
kind of cool.
Of Dwarven Kind.
What did that belt do again? I don't remember that one.
It gives you bonuses to charisma checks when dealing with dwarves.
Man, these are really specific items. These are
Yeah.
really specific things. I can shoot a ram out of my ring.
This one has a
It
light
lets you
on
bull
it.
rush people and it does damage. +2 confidence bonus on similar checks when dealing with gnomes or halflings, and a -2 confidence bonus on similar checks when dealing with anyone else. The wearer can understand, speak, and read Dwarven. If the wearer is not a dwarf, he gains 60-foot dark vision, Dwarven stone cutting, a +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution, and a +2 resistance bonus on saves against poison, spells, and spell-like effects. Because we're using automatic bonus progression, that +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution does not, in fact, exist. So,
Well, I was about to take it for that. But I guess not. I'll take 2,500 silver. I suppose.
okay.
Is that 2,500? I don't know. Can the other people still get a magic item if we choose to get the 2,500 silver?
Well, no, anyone can individually pick an item or take 2,500 silver.
Okay, I'll take silver then.
Okay.
I already have too many rings that I can't wear all at the same time.
Okay.
I'll take silver as well. How much was that again?
2,500.
2,500.
Can-
Okay.
I will also be taking silver. Can someone add it for the bank for me?
No.
The bank's been
Okay.
linked. It's right there.
Thank you.
All right.
Money is
Jake, you
nice.
wanna take a neat item?
No, I'm gonna take the 2,500 silver.
I curated.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna take the sipping jacket. What is? Yeah, I'm gonna take the sipping jacket.
Nice.
and
Yeah.
and Akio loads it
You're
up
going to
with booze, right?
You're going to cover up your magnificent golden armor.
With
Oh,
a
you're
canvas, a heavy canvas jacket.
With stains on it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll take the money. I'm sorry.
I don't know
Thought
why I
about that jacket. I really did, because I would like to. You gave me a potion that I could use every day. It would be nice to use as a swift action, but I don't want to wear that fucking jacket.
To be
There's
fair,
There's always,
wait. I have an idea. I'm assuming aesthetically, I can take it to the guy that I can't remember his name, Mr. Fashion
yes,
Man.
you can take it to a tailor.
I'm gonna be. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be a king guy from Shovel Knight too. Yeah, I'm doing this. Gold armor and a coat.
Okay.
And yeah, hell yeah, bro. We're cool.
We'll know the truth.
I'm taking that.
We'll know
It's
the
mine.
truth.
I hope I don't regret it.
Okay.
You regret it
Alright.
instantly.
Nobody wanted the headband of intuition, huh?
It's
Nope.
Thought about
cool, but
I mean, I
yeah.
can only take one item, otherwise I'd take that too. Fuck all of you leaving all this nice stuff on the ground. I'll take it.
He really just has a headlamp in his vault, though.
He does just have
I mean,
a cap of light. That's
It's magic. It's kind of cool.
There used to be a time where we didn't know how to look at night because fire wasn't a thing.
He's
Like-
really hoping you don't take it. He uses that to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Oh.
What? But he has to go through the dark to get it.
No, he sleeps.
He
He
has
sleeps
even-
in this room, in the in the pile of gold. Duh.
He has it in the treasure room for you guys, but otherwise it's on his little bedside table.
Basically, Akio. But shit.
Message.text.
Yeah, that's Meal right there. Basically, Akio.
Well, you already have a giant cape.
Yeah, but now with I'll turn the jacket into fancy little fluffy pauldrons. I don't know. We're figuring this out. There's
Okay.
only really one character I know that wears armor and a jacket over it, and she's in Soul Calibur and doesn't really look the part that I'm going for. Anyhow,
Okay. Your reward secured. You are able to make your way with your new
Monday.
citizens. Kusumi with her new students and teacher to your sky skiff, which you quickly all clamber on and realize that
we've been
Oh.
hit by a parking ticket.
I've been thinking about it the entire time, Sals.
there's not a lot of room left on this thing.
We tie
Pathfinder
a,
is able to stick in his get into his own space, but that still leaves 7 of you on the main deck.
Yep.
Plus now Kemnuriel and 4 kids.
I rope off the side and let him hang off that. Tie the kids to it.
we make Batbear get put on a pair of water skis and have him, and we drive it close to the water so he can water ski the way home.
Pathfinder is not the problem. He has his own space.
Ah. Well, somebody's gonna have to water ski.
Sounds
If
good.
we have to leave people behind, I can stay with them until someone comes back and picks us up.
I mean, yeah, we could just do like a back and forth trip.
It's not like we have to pay for gas.
Wait, what if we do?
News to me, buddy.
Kemnuriel thinks and goes, I can fly myself. So maybe if I just hold on to the back
Is that safe?
Well, if I fall, I won't fall. It'll just take me a very long time to catch up.
I'll stay behind. It's fine. I don't mind. I'll take a tour around town. I'll see some sights.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll find a bear to ride. Why would I do that? It's not something I'm thinking about.
That's very specific. Mm.
You know, maybe I'll stay too.
So here's the deal.
No.
You have Semru and Samaru and Hokashi together are quite small. And you can Manu and Hokashi together are quite small. Hokashi's only about 4'11". Manu's maybe like 5'3". Together, they might take up one spot for a full adult. Samaru is somewhere in between there. So, counter as like 75%. And Kato is just basically an adult at this point as far as his body size. So, he's going to take up a full slot. You have to figure out around that. Using those, you're basically, the kids together take up about 3 slots altogether instead of just 4.
Hey Pascal, you want to just have a tourist date day?
Do I?
Alright, that solves it. Two slots at least.
Heck
I
yeah.
already said I would wait. So I
Well,
don't know
there we
how
go.
many we need.
I think
3?
3, right?
Yeah, actually, 3 slots. But then Kemnuriel needs one.
Didn't
Oh,
you
she
know
wasn't
it
counted in
five?
that, right?
Well, she can just wait with us unless someone else wants to.
She seems inclined to go with the kids.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah, that
actually,
makes sense.
looking at it,
Aki-
Huh?
Didn't Akio want to stay behind?
oh, actually, no.
No?
It looks like you have. It looks like you have enough spots.
No,
Oh.
I want to stay and have bear adventures.
I mean, you can if you want.
There
I'm
are
gonna-
there are actually 2 slots left on the boat.
I'm gonna stay behind.
I guess that just it makes it a little bit more comfortable for everybody there, but
Yeah, we're just gonna have a little
Yeah, if
tourist
people
holiday.
have to wait no matter what, then it doesn't really matter if a couple extra people wait too. In fact, it'd probably just be safer.
Eh?
you still need someone to actually drive
Can't-
the boat. But
Sada can drive the boat.
okay, so Akio, you're staying behind.
Yeah, why
I
not?
can't believe Pao, Pascal, Akio, and Suru are going on a double date.
We're not. So we don't have to.
You do make by your 4 staying behind. You do make the journey to Surugu much more comfortable for those who are actually undertaking it. They are not all going to be crammed in on sardines. And yes, Kasumi and Sada. And is there anything you would like to do before leaving?
Hmm.
Nah, I'm good.
I can't think of anything. Oh.
Okay. The trip to Surugu by the sky skiff is more or less the best part of your day, so you'll probably not be coming back until tomorrow. But you can get down there, and well, actually, it's more like a half a day's travel, so you could like go there and then immediately jettison everybody and then come back. But you probably wouldn't want to travel again until the next day. Or you could just wait until the next day.
Yeah, we'll wait a day. I think.
Okay.
So I don't get exhausted.
And with that, the sky skiff lifts off and shoots off into the air, sailing southward towards Surugu. The trip for those on the sky skiff is pretty uneventful.
You want me to drop you
And-
guys off at the monastery?
Yeah.
Okay.
About 2 hours into the journey, when you are over the ocean with nothing visible for miles around,
A giant
The-
shark flies out of the ocean and eats the whole boat.
Wow, I'm glad I wasn't
The,
on there.
the calls of "Are we there yet?" begin.
Every time they ask, I say yes.
Yeah, it's right there.
They don't seem to believe you.
I don't seem to believe them.
Hmm.
I will not be flapped by these children. No flapping here.
Meanwhile, the 4 of you left on Hango. What are you doing?
All right, let's see if they got a red lobster.
Do they get a red lobster?
Roll for Red Lobster?
Ah,
What the fuck's red?
we're in a foreign, beautiful
Perception.
place. Let's go eat a red lobster.
It's just like real life.
Oh, God. I want to see some sights
There you go.
and eat some food and chill.
All right, so you
I rolled a 2.
you did roll a 2, which means you do effectively, unfortunately, instead of finding something better, find the Hango equivalent of Red Lobster.
Yeah, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go not eat a red lobster. Bye.
I don't want to eat there either.
Sure, there's gotta be something a little more authentic.
We just ate.
Did we?
Think so, yeah.
Time of day is it?
It's mid-afternoon. Well,
Oh.
actually, no,
And-
they just left. It's really just sort of in the morning.
Oh, then we'll just,
So
I don't know,
yeah, we've just been sort of breakfast time.
walk around, look at stuff. What do they got here that's exciting to look at?
Bears.
Well, It's
Get
not.
a tourist map. Let's
It's
go.
not like a huge bustling burg like
Oh.
Hayaba is turning into. It's more rustic here. It's still a city, but the townsfolk here, it seems a little bit more of a muted life. Not that they're bored or anything. It's just that they're going about their business. They're not having like big parades, and there's not like huge events. It's just more people just like going about their business and just doing their life and just doing their own thing.
I want to spend my money on like craft goods.
Okay.
Maybe buy some pottery or something. I'm on holiday. I want to buy
At
some
the-
stuff.
At the all you can eat at the Red Lobster.
No, local, buy local.
Hey, Red Lobster is
Um,
local to Honga.
I want to. Ooh! I want to look for cute like dishes or plates or something. I want to get like a cute set for Kasumi and Tatsu's wedding. Like I want my wedding gift to be like some cute kitchenware.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
Make a perception check.
I will do so.
Man, watch her get a cursed plate with a ghost
No,
in it.
no. The
It's a-
cursed dish.
Inside of it is the shit ghost.
I just want to get them some nice dinnerware. That's all.
Hey, at least you'll give the piss
Okay.
ghost a friend.
Paulina, after a bit of searching, you managed to spot in one. Excuse me, I have hiccups all of a sudden. In one of the nearby stalls, you spot a bunch of sort of potteryware. Clay that has been fired and glazed, but worked into it intricately with an extraordinary level of detail. It appears that the clay itself has had etched into it the shape of a bear's face that sort of roars out of the plate. But it's been glazed such that the actual surface of the plate is totally smooth.
Oh,
And by
this
play, these are really bowls. But yes.
This is so cute. We can see me like this? I don't know. Is this too corny? Is this too oh, I went on holiday and I bought you some plates? You're not here, Piscos. Get out of here.
Oh, I think
You
she'd like
can't
it.
stop me.
I think it's thoughtful.
Yeah, I think it's good. Alright. I will buy a set of these cute bear face plates for my friend's wedding.
Okay. How many? They come in sets of 4.
I will get them 2 sets so they have extras. You know.
Okay.
If they have company over.
Well, actually, that makes sense because you have to remember that it's Tatsu and Kasumi, but also they're 3 Minotaur children.
Oh my goodness. Where are those kids again?
I thought they were at an orphanage.
They're at the monastery currently.
Yes.
Oh boy. So, okay.
I love my children. Yeah, make sure you buy
Oh.
buy them all. Yeah.
God. Yeah. Okay.
It's for the total, it's
10,000 gold pieces.
Oh!
1
for
billion.
for all of the dishes, it's 2 silver.
Well, alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, alright.
Oh, fine.
Just kidding, thank you.
Oh,
Walk away
thank
from my
you.
dishes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're now carrying 8 dishes. Pascal
can-
offers to carry them for you.
If I like bundle them up, I can put them in the bag, I think. And they should be fine, I think.
Isn't there like a ton of stuff in the bag?
Yeah, but I think everything that's like if you put something fragile in the bag and there's other stuff in the bag, I don't think it all just jumbles together and breaks the fragile stuff, does it? Or does it? Oh no. Oh no, there's been so many things in the bag. It could be just like a bunch of glass shards and sticky old potion in there by now.
Oh, ugh.
I don't think that's how it works.
All right. Well, what's in the bag that's breakable? Already.
Oh, I have no idea.
Didn't we put a giant eye in the bag once?
We did.
Oh, we've got all sorts of stuff in the bag, I'm sure.
I believe we've already taken the eye out because it was all old and gross and disgusting.
That sounds right. I hope so.
It was awful.
I don't know what's in the bag. I think if you've got stuff that's in the bag, you probably have it written down, not me, you know? You know what I mean?
I'm not making sure.
No, I don't mean you. I just mean the rest of the party. Like, if someone individually has an item that's in the bag, but it's yours, am I in charge of that? Nah, I don't think so.
Your bag.
If you have the bag, I would think that it would be your bag to make sure you have
Well, that's too bad, people.
inventory up. All right, so things have just been sort of disappearing into the extra.
You know, I
dimensional
have an
space of the
insulated
bag.
flask. I have an ever-burning torch. I've got a potion of greater restoration I don't think we've used yet. I got a hacky sack. I have a dwarven hand axe. Yeah, you know.
Cool.
Got trail
sense.
rations.
Okay. You do have some stuff in the bag, and as it turns out, putting the dishes into the bag will not harm them.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll tie them together, and in they go.
Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to do while still in Hongo before you return to Tsurugu?
Yeah, yes. I'll take another walk look for that there bear. The bear pile.
Okay. So, the four of you stroll through the city together until you hear the sound of roaring in the distance. Suru
You look.
leads you in the direction until you
It's just-
find a large pit where
Of
you can
dinosaurs.
see a few Hangi's warriors either training or just training the bear. 3 huge bears, as in literally the size category of huge. They are each easily 14 feet tall at the shoulder. And they are brown coated, but their coats are variously crystallized with icicles that are just sort of hanging off of them. And as you are watching, you see one Hangi's rider guide one to exhale a gout of frozen air against a target dummy, which, it freezes. And after freezing, it's once again exposed to the extremely warm air of the normal Hongo temperature and just shatters.
Damn.
Yes. The bears have glowing blue eyes. Also.
She's just gonna. What is this? A pit? Is there a fence
A
around
pit.
it or anything?
There is a sort of waist high fence. Just
Yeah.
to sort of like make sure that you don't accidentally fall into the pit of the monstrous killer ice bears.
She is just gonna lean up against that and watch them do their thing for a while.
Mm-hmm. It is actually pretty interesting to watch them work. Eventually, 3 of them are working in tandem, doing sort of mixed unit tactics, as they utilize various weapons from atop the bears, and while also guiding the bears in around and making sure that they sort of interact and work in tandem with each other. The people guiding them are clearly extremely respectful of these animals, as any one of them could easily just sort of roll over or sort of swipe off their rider at any time and eat them, possibly whole. But while you don't sense any fear, and they all seem to have an extreme relationship with the animal that they're riding individually. Eventually, after maybe a half an hour of this, those 3 bears are let off. They sort of trundle off into a underground area, and you sort of lose sight of them.
Okay.
Does Cyril give chase?
No, just it's apparently a very culturally important thing, so she's not gonna just run in and jump on their bears.
That would be rude.
Yes.
Also, potentially severely ill-advised. Although,
Well, that part is not stopping her.
no, probably not. Although Suru could probably pretty easily beat one of these bears individually. But still.
Yeah, well, that's it. She was interested in that, so she wanted to see something, and she did.
Eventually, as the day wears on, you do find yourself at a Hungi's eatery to where you are able to discuss what you had spotted about your day. Akio, what had you been doing?
I was away for most of that because a call took me away. So I guess I want to say
Red
Did I
Lobster?
just
wanna-
find you at this eatery having completely bleached yourself?
Has he used
What?
the sipping jacket except for booze?
yeah, that's what I'm doing. That seems like a good idea. Give me your strongest. I don't know. What seems like a good
Strictly
drink.
speaking, you can use a sipping jacket that way. I'm not sure why you would, but you can.
Look, it's. I'm inventing a new thing. Okay.
They're looking at you extremely strange. You got this really ugly looking coat on, and you're just pouring alcohol onto yourself, not drinking any, but clearly getting more inebriated as time goes on. They're extremely confused and thus keep serving you just to see where this goes.
Thank you.
Hey, Styles,
Oh.
it's 9:30 now.
It is 9:30, and so
Alright.
we
Is it
will
though?
end
Yeah.
Okay.
end
it
the
is.
session.
It just set
With
a IV drip or a hose above its jacket, and just
Keeping a constant buzz.
I am the coat. The
pretty
coat
sure
is
that would
me.
kill him.
I can't wait for.
Eventually, the three of you manage to drag Akio away to some place where he can recover and sleep until the next day, where you are picked up by either Kasumi or Sada, driving the sky skiff back to Hango, and then back to Surugu, where on the 22nd of Anshiver, your adventure will continue.
Yes.
Sweet.
We're one step away from putting butt chucking in the setting. I'm sorry.
No,
Can't
we're
believe
not.
we're one
We
step
are
away, huh?
10,000
One step
steps
What?
away.
Hey, Nuva.
10,000 here being code for a number beyond counting.
Hey, Nuva, do you remember
One
the
step
time?
away is what I heard.
Do you remember the time, Nuva, that you thought buck chugging was putting a can in your butt?
I mean,
Like a
That's
whole
one
can?
way to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, just the whole can. You had to.
Oh no!
Yep.
It's like a beer fried chicken.
Hey,
Oh no!
look. I don't know about the sick, degenerate drinking rituals. Maybe, and then someone tells me butt chugging. I'm like, you know what? Sure. Let my imagination soar. Like,
and it did.
boy.
It did
soared.
at that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's session.
I can't believe we let Namboku live. He's just gonna be out there
I know. It's a real problem.
being stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why we couldn't Batbuyer have hurt him with his sword.
No, we all had tried that.
We can
Okay,
go
just wanted
back.
to make sure.
Like,
I mean,
we've
he's
got
probably
the
not-
kids to safety and everything.
I'm gonna go get ready for work. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Right.